We are talking about environment and emotional well-being. So we're on pillar 5. That's interesting that we've gone thus far. And from my July batch, I noticed that I better finish all this my preaching on time, because once it's getting to the 5th and 6th month, you just notice that people are tired of hearing my voice. Yeah. However, this topic is so huge. And in fact, despite all the emphasis that we place on nutrition and exercise, this turns out to be, I don't know, like a killer, if not the most important. Even in longevity research, now they're discovering that loneliness is the worst.
Yep.
Mental health. If you like, eat all the vegetables and be doing all the exercise, if your mental health is in shambles, it's not just it. And our environment is so much loaded with so much toxins, chemicals, plastics that we are not even aware. Even me, I'm still making change. After I did this class and we got a scanner, I don't know, if you don't have the scanner, I'll also put it in the group. You download it, you scan all the things you're using in your house. It will show you, you'll be so much surprised. And it's so bad that even babies that are born today, if they do blood tests, toxins and lead and things like that are already found in their bloodstream through the mother's umbilical cord. And these things are not without consequences. That's the bad part. And what has been discovered is that most of these toxins and poisons, they bind to fatty cells. So if you're losing weight, you're losing some of them, which is fantastic.
Right.
So because the body is very efficient, it will just store. That's why obesity is just linked with so many diseases.
So many things.
Because it's a complex problem, and so many things are hidden inside that thing. Like right now, I have about 4 pounds, I think, to lose now, but it's so hard. And I know the only thing that can get it out is only if I do fasting. When Jesus says some problem can only be achieved with fasting and prayer. Because a woman in her 40s, right, the body it will use those fats to protect your organs. Your body thinks it's protecting you by mounting all those fats around your stomach area. And because of hormones as well, right? There have been so many links to it, such that you have to force the body in that state of fasting up to a point that your ketones are released, like your sugar level has really gone down, and the body is really hungry, to be forced to go and take from the one around your belly. You understand? And this thing, I've seen it play out in my own life. I've lost all my upper body, even my hips, everything has gone down. My stomach too has gone down, but in proportionate to all the weight that I've lost, I'm sure the remaining 4 or 5 pounds is just around my stomach. I need to release it. And I know that this thing shall be possible with fasting and prayer, but we'll get there. So these things that we want to talk about, my desire is that you make a change. That's the goal of this thing. I'm making a change. Each time I teach it, I will make a change. The last one I still thought, I took away all my cooking, all those black cooking utensils, they look fanciful. I just took them out and I only use wooden now, But even my water bottles now, I've changed them. I've made sure that, okay, all those plastics, I'm not using them again, because there's so many things that are just loaded in them. So I hope that even when we do this, you also make, I had to change all our body creams, shampoo, so many things. I see that, wow, so many chemicals are hidden in all of these products, even with big names. So this is an aspect that affects every area of our life, and there is physical environment, there's chemical environment, there's biological, there's social, and there's psychosocial factors in the surrounding environment. So we'll look at it, we'll see where we can get to. I won't make it too long, but according to World Health Organization, they have put these 10 chemicals, right, as of major public health concern. There's still so many, but they're like, this one, stop it. And we'll look at some of them and major products where we, how we get it. You can see rice, shellfish, some fruit juices, contains heavy metals like mercury, lead, arsenic. So I'm like, okay, the way we wash our rice in Nigeria and then we'll parboil again, it might not be a bad thing at all. Because you're able to wash away, because there's a lot of mercury arsenic in rice, which may contribute to skin issues, cancers, cardiovascular diseases, health risks. Mercury exposure is a big one, right? Affecting nervous systems, even in young children. Lead is also a huge problem. You need to check the quality of painting. What year was it painted? Some of us live in some houses that even the paint too is releasing lead, without us knowing. But all of these things are things that we need to be very careful of. Even some fruit juices, you can imagine, because they, all those fruits, they mass produce them and then they put them in a manufacturing outlet that had so many other chemicals, right, to make them sweet, palatable, durable. That durability is what really, really drives companies to add a lot of things beyond the taste. Of course, they want it to taste well, but they know that it must not expire. And it must be able to stand like 6 months without decomposing. So they have to just, otherwise that will be a problem. You can't have expired products in circulation. That could lead to a lot of deaths and public health breakouts. And that's why focus is on, the expiry, how durable it is and things like that. And then less focus about the health, the impact on our well-being. Less emphasis on that. As long as it's safe, you won't drink it and you'll be having diarrhea. Do you understand that? So that's where we probably dropped the ball instead of having, and the truth is that you and I know that if we want to drink orange juice now, if you squeeze your orange, put it in a cup. After about a couple of hours, the color will change. Before you know it, the taste is gone. But so what do they put in those packaged juice that will last 6 months? We need to think about it. Is there really shortcuts in this world? And for me, I'm learning that there's really none. The earlier we instill it in ourselves and even in our family that let's just do the right things, and then pesticides and herbicides, that one is a big one. So whenever possible, choose organic fruits and vegetables to reduce pesticide intake. And where it's not possible, wash. Now I started this new habit as well. I think I started about a couple of months ago. Now when I'm washing my chicken and meat, now I use lemon in washing it. We just learn as we go. As we get better, we'll know. As we know better, we do better. I wasn't doing it before, but now I do it. And, I think I like it. So wash. Sometimes you might have to peel fruits, like when I'm giving manual fruit, I peel it because I think that the skin. But for me, as a health coach as well, I know that nutrients is loaded in the skin. So I don't want to peel, especially the non-organic ones. So that's the one. That way you might reduce some, chemicals that are in there if you're buying inorganic. But if you're buying organic, please eat the skin. It's very important. But, we will use our instinct along the way with all of these things. And then if you take care of your lawn, the chemicals you use, we just spray. We are inhaling a lot of it as well. So you can start opting for natural alternatives instead. In water, fluoride is a big issue. So authorities, they are turning between tooth decay and then the injection of fluoride, because most public tap, they will add fluoride and things like that. However, they also know that fluorination is not good for our health. You understand? So it's always, what is too far? What is the trade-off, So when it comes to water, based on my research that I've done, I've listened to experts, I think using a filter that use reverse osmosis. They are effective at removing so many of these, metals and chemicals from water. So even if you're drinking tap water, make sure you're changing your filter regularly. And all filters are not created equally. They know some people are price sensitive, so there will be some cheap ones, there will be some quality ones. But when it comes to things like this, I think we just need to forget about price and just go for quality, because that price thing, they have used to play so much on people. And people think they are being smart by buying cheaper product, but at the end of it, it's all rubbish. Most of it, that's why we end up with so many items, so many things in the house that we don't even need, so many clothes. Even, I don't know, we might not even get to it. You remember that, in studying this thing, I even realized that even fabrics, I'm like, oh God, some fabrics are typical plastic, and we are wearing it, and as we move, it's emitting particles into our bodies. Do you know that? Clothes.
Seriously?
I am telling you, these are research that has been done and it's true. So, will I rather buy good quality cotton, fabric, few ones that are good, or just so these are things that it boils down to us and what we are willing to part with. You understand? So when it comes to water, just try to, do the filter. It's very important. And then if you have a garden, avoid fertilizers. Shower and tap filters. Yeah, you can, people do carbon filters to reduce chlorine and so many other, metals in the water. And but you can also contact your water authorities to know the water quality level of your own area. In doing this research, I realized that from neighborhood to neighborhood, it differs as well. It's crazy, honestly, what you can realize. And it's very true. It's very true. We've moved a lot. Water, even in the same country, you realize that water in different neighborhoods have different level of quality. So, and if you always ask authorities, I think they are bound. They are by law to, if you request, but most people don't ask. So you can ask so that you know the chemicals that are in the water in your own neighborhood, and you can know the type of quality filters to use, and we don't even want to go to plastic bottle water. Right now, I'm drinking plastic water in my house and I'm looking at it and I feel sad all the time. But because we are new here, my last water filter that we're using, I saw cockroach in it, so I didn't even bring it.
Allah.
Because that's another thing.
How did the cockroach enter?
The house, we lived in Tulsa for a couple of months. The house, I didn't see it before we moved in. We're just in a hurry to get it. And all these rugs. That's why I'm just rug sensitive, They will say that it's clean rug that they put, but you don't know what is underlay, especially when you're renting. You don't know what is underlay. You just realize, Tulsa was very hot when we were there. So I just noticed that, I'm seeing cockroaches, And water filter, the engine, there's always water there. And within the engine, there is space. All you need is just one cockroach to. The day I saw it, I'm like, I just put it outside in my.
Oh my God.
So I just threw it outside there, Other than that, this is the first time we'll be sitting down and drinking plastic water bottle. Even before I started teaching this, I'd always known that when it comes to, for instance, Nigeria, when it comes to plastic water bottle, water and all of that, it is not even good at all.
At all.
At all.
That's
and
what we are drinking too. And the water here is hard water. It's not, it has one taste. Don't even know. We used to there's this jug that has a filter. We used to do that.
Those ones are not so quality. I used that before too.
We just got tired of it.
Yeah, you get tired because it's small. You will do about 1.5 or 2 liters at a go.
Yeah.
If you research, there are quality ones. There are some you can even insert in your tap in the kitchen.
My tap, yeah.
And then they can give you, apart from the water you're using in cooking or warm water, they will now create a special tap that is for drinking.
I think I'll look into it.
It's worth investing in it. You can even buy, there's even pH stick that you can buy on Amazon. That one can test a little bit, even if you can't call your authorities. You know, there's so many things out there, and a lot of people are making changes. But when you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know, exactly.
Tell you, and in our community, right, things like this are very low because cancer has dealt with Oyinbos, right? It has forced them to learn so many things. Force them to learn so many things. So, but in our community, the awareness is still very, very low. If we don't drink tap water, we just drink plastic bottled water, you know, and in fact, it's like 3 or 4 months now that I've been drinking plastic water. You'll be amazed that every day, even now that the weather is cold now, guess what me I've been drinking? I've just been boiling my own water because I don't even drink cold water again. So I'm like, okay, I'm seeing my children drinking it, everybody drinking it. I really don't like it, but what can we do? I know very soon we'll get the water filter that we want. So, but these are things that we need to become aware and start, you know, changing. And then phthalates, formaldehyde, all those nail polishes, shampoo, you want to wipe table. I don't even use all those cleaning sprays because water is just okay. Most of the things we are spraying, we don't need them. You know, they're just selling and selling and selling, right? And it's not like any coin is coming to greet me that the wooden table must be shiny. What I want it to be, as long as it's clean, because all these chemicals, they are not without their consequences. And I see even moms give them to children. They say my children is doing housework, spraying chemical, wiping table, and the children are inhaling. It's such a huge health risk. And another thing is that as women, this thing, the one that baffles me the most is that they are all endocrine disruptors. They interfere with hormone functions in our body. And that's why the infertility rate has gone up like it's crazy. You know how many young couples that I know personally that want babies that can't have, and they are not even fat or anything. You understand? But these things, by the time you look at the shampoo you use, by the time you look at your body cream, by the time you look at your soaps, toothpaste, everything is loaded with chemicals. And the beautiful thing is that there are the ones without the chemicals, but it's only if you know. Like in this research, I just changed we use Aveeno, and I thought Aveeno was really good. By the time I scanned it on that app that I will put there, it gave me just 30%. I'm like, Aveeno is healthy. What's going on? I need to analyze all the chemicals that are there that are not good. So I kind of like trust it. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? It will now suggest alternative. And also another Aveeno that is suggested as alternative. By the time I bought that one, guess what? It was 100%. So what happens is that Aveeno too, they have the ones that are 100%. They also want to please some people in the market. Because there are some people that will say this is 100%, and then they will try it. They'll say, oh no, I don't like how it feels. Is it about how you feel or what is good for you? And then they will go and buy those. So they don't want to lose market. So there are healthy products. You'll be amazed by the time you use this scanner and you see that, oh, there are healthier alternatives as well. It's just because we don't know. And they are not necessarily even more expensive. Some are more expensive, but some are like same price. So it's good that we know all of this as well.
Yeah, but the scanner, is it for is it specific for the US?
No. You would download it. I mean, the July group downloaded it, and everybody was just like, oh my God. Even me, I use Olay body wash. Guess what Olay was? 0%. I was so
Oh my God.
I was so mad. I didn't even scan my Olay foundation and palm. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna finish this one. It doesn't matter. I don't make up all the time. But I know that. And I haven't even bought makeup maybe in the last 7 years. I just bought it a couple of months ago. Okay, my husband's graduation was what made me to buy.
Okay.
So I'm like, this one I just bought after 7 years. Okay, I'm not going to throw it away. I didn't even bother scanning it because I know that. But now I'm more aware that there are alternatives, and that's where it gives me peace. That okay, we can know there is options for us, but not knowing is just a wrong place to be. So I've talked about water quality in the process of talking. So use water filter. Another thing that we try to do that is no good is at home, sometimes like in winter months now, we tend to use hot water for cooking from the tap. Don't ever. don't ever use hot water from the tap for cooking processes at all. You can use it to wash dishes or whatever, but even that, I don't know, but we can use it. But then, because the hot water is coming from one storage tank, and I don't know any one of us that washed the storage tank for years.
Yeah, that
So,
one I know. That one I know, yeah.
Yeah, so they have done a lot of research, and they see that so many, even my bacteria and things
Yeah,
like
bacteria.
that. So we always use the cold tap. And then boiling water is the cheapest, that helps us to a very large extent. It might not be able to remove some minerals, but there are some to a large degree. That is still what is not controversial, is very helpful. It reduces contaminants to a very good degree when you boil your water and you allow it to cool. And another thing I want to say on that water thing is the use of plastic. So even when you buy water filter, like we that were using water dispenser, so I'm now like, okay, even the water dispenser is stored in plastic, and when it comes to plastic and water, it's notorious for releasing plastic content in the water. You understand? Especially if it's warm or hot, like this now, That's why mugs are really good for, having whatever hot drinks that we are having. And this one that I'm using now, stainless steel, is one of the best utensils that you can use at home. Stainless steel, even our pots. Do you know that? I'll send you the link of this podcast that this part did. Oh, I went to remove my non-stick pan. I'm like,
yeah.
My children are like, no, mom, we can't use this stainless steel. Everything is burning.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, when I read this at work and I listened to her, I'm like, and it's true. Because this thing does leak, truly and truly. If you know the expert research that I'm talking about, they are not people that will conjure any kind of report. And at the end of the day, you now realize that it just shows that all those primitive things that they were using in olden days,
yeah, is the best.
Is still the best, right? They had their own challenge in their own generation, right? But in our own generation, thinking we can be smarter, we can be faster. It's just that when you use non-stick, even with few drops of oil, you see the way the food comes out beautiful, want to take pictures. Those are the things that are killing us. So, that's another thing. And then another one that I also want to emphasize is air quality in the home. Using indoor plants is very helpful. Air purifiers, if you can invest in it, is also good, because it's amazing that indoor air pollution is now going higher even than outdoor. And these are things that just blows my mind. You want to think that, it is when you go outside that the air is polluted, but you can be amazed that even inside, right? Because in cold months, we don't open the windows, we don't do ventilation, and it's advisable that even in winter months, at least during the day, even if it's just for 1 hour, allow the exchange of air and then close your windows back. But sometimes we close our windows for 1 month. In winter months, we don't even open it at all. So these things, they have consequences as well. They affect the quality of air that we breathe in. Keeping our home clean and decluttering our house. So it affects the air quality in our house, cleaning our air conditioners, removing our air filters, and then you need to beware of rugs. I try to run away from rugs a lot. That thing, even when it's dirty, you don't see it, except you know that, okay, it's like 1 week I've welcomed this place, But this kind of floor, like I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, this house is dirty, we need to clean it. I like it. Let me see the dirt and know that, it's just that this house is too big. I can't wait for us to change. I can't cope.
Yeah,
I can't cope. So, so these are things that affect us. Thank you. And you can, of course, start making changes